Middle Tennessee. We do expect another watch down the line, but this is for that first batch that has already cleared much of Middle Tennessee right now. So as we go into the afternoon, especially since we are now looking at clear skies, here's a live picture from Springfield. We take a live shot here from our Metro Center camera. And that actually is frozen. So if I could get engineering in the back to reload that camera for me, please. That's a look, that's live. So we've got sunshine, clear sky out here from our South Nashville camera. I just walked outside here in Metro Center and it is sunny, so I do know that camera is frozen. But the fact that we are seeing the clouds clear from this first area of convection this morning is not a great sign. This gives the atmosphere time to reload and gear up for that second main round that we're expecting later this afternoon. Still, all of us in this level 3 out of 5 threat. And again, storms that we see for the next few hours will be isolated in severe activity. So once again, most of us not seeing too much in the way of storm action. We do have a line here. These are all non-severe that's getting ready to push through Crossville. But the rest of us mainly quiet at this time. I'm going to zoom in on this guy here just to take a look. And I'm going to change radar site. So I'm on the Hopkinsville site now, or actually the High Top site in Alabama. This little guy here also showing a little bit of rotation. So something we'll have to keep an eye on even through Lawrence, northern Lawrence County, or actually Giles County, I should say, and into Marshall County, southern Murray County here. So nothing too concerning at the moment, but something, again, with the environment that we have in place, won't take much to get these storms going as we head into the afternoon. And we expect more of this in coverage as we head later in the afternoon and into the early evening hours. So that is going to be what we are mainly concerned with our main severe threat. Everything up until this point is going to be pretty isolated. Still, there's enough energy out there as these storms are riding an outflow boundary here. There's enough energy that we could see some rotating storms along with some high wind. Wind will be our primary risk for today. In addition to that, the tornado potential is there. The atmosphere is showing signs for rotating storms. So we are looking at, again, tornadoes to be a little elevated, the chance for tornadoes to be a little elevated today compared to what we would typically find with a severe weather event. There's a little heightened threat for tornadoes. National Weather Service here just checking in with our chat. Iron City, as I mentioned, in the direct path of this storm here. That rotation is there. They're still looking at a wall cloud. And again, that wall cloud is going to be the precursor to, if a tornado forms, that's going to be where it is. So the fact that there has been a report of a wall cloud is enough to keep this tornado warning going for, again, Iron City, which is in that direct path of the storm, around Mount Nebo and St. Joseph to Loretto. These are all places in Lawrence County that we need to be watching very closely here as the signs are still there for rotating storms here. I'm just kind of switching back and forth between radars since we're kind of far out. So anything that we are seeing here is going to be a little farther out. So we're going to be scanning higher up in the storm. These storms, though, still exhibiting enough rotation in the mid-levels that we need to be paying close attention to them. So once again, this is a tornado warning. If you're just joining us, this is going to go until 1:30 this afternoon. The storm is capable of producing a tornado. We have not had any confirmation yet, but we are continuing to follow it fairly closely here because it is still showing signs of rotation. So I'll read off from the Weather Service. This is the tornado warning until 1:30. Tornado possible with this storm, not moving very fast. We're looking at storm movement right now at about 30 miles per hour. Dangerous storm will be near Loretto around 1:05. So in Loretto, heads up, you've got another 10 minutes to take shelter. Lowest level of your home, away from those windows. Those are going to be the best places to be during this storm here. Now, last week we were looking at hail to be our bigger concern. I don't see that to be a big concern for today. It'll still be possible to see maybe quarter-size hail, perhaps golf ball size hail. But the bigger threats for us today are going to be the wind threat and that tornado threat that continues here. So I'm going to zoom in again pretty closely. Let's get down to some of these road names. Wolf Creek to Mount Nebo, over to St. Joseph, Mount Nebo Road, over to Loretto. These are all places that are in the direct path of this storm and need to be taking your safety precautions right now. Up to Busby, Brown Cross Road, and just outside of the warning for those in eastern portions of Lawrence County and early heads up here, Fall River, Bird Mill, and I'd even say Crossroads just in case. It'll be on the northern side. Now for those that are in Lawrenceburg, here's Lawrenceburg and here's the storm. This is the state line, Alabama-Tennessee state line. I see this storm most likely passing south of Lawrenceburg. If you're in and around Lawrenceburg, especially south of Lawrenceburg, you want to keep a real close eye on this. But for now, no tornado warning that includes the Lawrenceburg town area. So this one here is starting to push more into Tennessee. This was sort of skirting the state line over the past 30 minutes. In fact, I'm going to go back to our track and see over the past hour what we have had. I'm going to put this over 1 hour's time. Harder to tell with the storm that is a little farther out, but let's take a look at the high top radar. So it's there. Again, this was confirmed, and that's what that purple box is through Alabama. So that's where it formed and has started to take more of a northeasterly track. So we are watching it push more into, kind of hug the state line here and push more into Tennessee. So here's a look at the last 30 minutes to hour. And you can see that it is starting to push more in. I will say it does not have the shape that it did while it was in Alabama. It looks like it might be trying to weaken a little bit, but not enough that we can give you the all clear here on the storm. I'm going to go back over to the Nashville radar and okay. So I have one of our producers in the back just giving me feeding me some information. Sounds like we just heard from Murray County. Murray County schools are canceling all of their activities for this afternoon due to the potential weather threat. And again, as we get more into the afternoon and early evening hours, and I'm thinking sweet spot for storms that will become more scattered in nature will be between 3 p.m. and about 9-10 p.m. tonight. So that's really going to be that sweet spot that we're looking at for the more scattered to widespread storm activity. Until then, we are looking at more isolated storms to be with us here. So back out, you can see that we're still mainly clear. The one tornado warning that has us on the air right now is the one down in Wayne and in Lawrence County. We are also seeing showers and thunderstorms out here. These are all non-severe, but a watch has been issued, tornado watch has been issued for that first batch. And again, if you're thinking, why don't we have a watch that's in effect here throughout Middle Tennessee? We will, most likely, feeling that confident in the way that the atmosphere is able to reload here. Thank you to the sunshine for today. That's going to be, again, one of the reasons why we can see those storms re-intensify as we get another broken line of thunderstorms that'll be moving through here. There's a live picture from our Metro Center camera. So again, we're looking at some broken sunshine here through Metro Center and other places around Middle Tennessee. Let's see if we get our Cookeville camera here just to get a look. So there's a live look at Cookeville. Once again, we are seeing those showers and thunderstorms that are pushing through here. Cookeville had that first batch move through. So go back here. You can see that Cookeville is dry right now. We have some showers just north of there. But sun is out, and that's not what we want to see as we head into the afternoon hours here. We'll take a look at the radar, in fact, or I should say satellite, and this shows us the cloud cover. So you can see from that first batch of storms, see this little bubbling effect here. Those are showing higher cloud tops. So that's where that first line of thunderstorms are. And then all this back here, this darker area, this is all clear sky. So what we're looking at again is a satellite picture from space. All of this white here are clouds, and the bubbling that you see here are going to be your thunderstorm clouds. And then the black that you see back here, this is all clear sky. So the fact that we are clearing out and the storms later this afternoon should have plenty of fuel to work with, I'm afraid, for severe weather. Haven't seen too much develop to our west. So this will be where we're looking to the west for more thunderstorms to develop as we head through the afternoon. This is just round number 1 that is clearing out through East Tennessee. And then again, the one tornado warning that we continue to follow here is in Wayne County and in Lawrence County. So I'm going to zoom in here. Let's switch radars back to our level 2. And I'd say the threat now is mainly out of Wayne County. It's going to be right on the line of Wayne and Lawrence. It is through moving through Iron City, Mount Nebo, perhaps some small hail with this storm too. But it will be approaching Highway 43 and headed towards Loretto fairly soon. And I'm going to track the area that I think where the rotation is. And these aren't moving too fast, maybe 30 miles per hour. So this puts it in Loretto in 10 minutes, Liberty Grove in 16, and Bird Mill in 26 minutes from now, where you're looking at the more intense and the most dangerous part of the storm. You'll see rain ahead of that. Loretto, for example, already seeing rain, but the dangerous part of the storm is where I've put that track, and we extended out about 30 miles. It does look like that we could see it in Loretto in the next 10 minutes if we are looking at a tornado here. So this warning will go for another 30 minutes unless Weather Service thinks that it is safe to go ahead and call it early. Looks like they said they're going to remove, Wayne from the tornado warning. So as I just mentioned here, most of that threat for Wayne County has exited the area. Weather Service agrees, and there you go. So they have now cut out Wayne County. So for those in Wayne County, you're in the clear. And now we continue to track those in southern Lawrence County, I should say. We are looking at the potential still for a tornado. So just regrouping again, it is now 1:02. This warning is going to go until 1:30. And we'll stick with this as the Weather Service continues to track the potential for a tornado with this storm. Storms today are going to fire up fast. We have the ability here, the atmosphere is destabilizing as I speak, and that means that we are going to be looking at the potential for scattered severe weather as we head into the afternoon hours today. That is going to be something that we want to make sure that we are paying really close attention to as we get into the afternoon hours. Because that is going to be the time frame that we are looking at the best chance for strong to severe thunderstorms pushing through here. I'm sharing this now. We are streaming, by the way, live coverage of the tornado warning in Lawrence County. I can't speak and talk and type at the same time and think. We are streaming live right now, so if you're in a spot where you need to be watching and paying attention but can't get to a television screen, we are on our Fox YouTube channel. We are also on Facebook streaming this coverage live, so you can find us there as well if you would like to join us on YouTube and Facebook. That's also a great way to get in contact with me. So as I can and as it is as they are available, I will keep an eye on our YouTube channel and our Fox Facebook page. And if you have any questions about storms for the afternoon, I'll gladly answer your questions. But that way you can head to our, again, YouTube page or our Fox Facebook page, and we can answer any questions that you may have, maybe regarding the afternoon severe weather coverage, in addition to what's going on right now in southern Lawrence County. Again, for example, I've got one here from Jessica Nye asking about White House for this evening. Again, these are going to be isolated storms that we're looking at the moment, but as we get more into the afternoon, and this is going to be for everyone in Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky, so it does include White House. I think our sweet spot for severe weather today is going to be between about 3 p.m. and about 10 p.m. tonight. So in between there, we'll be looking at scattered severe weather. Damaging wind will be our primary threat, but unfortunately looking at a slightly heightened tornado risk for this afternoon as we move into the later part of the day. Shiley asking if we're going to have a tornado watch that's issued. Yes, I do think eventually we will have a tornado watch that includes all of our viewing area For now, we have the one that is up here in the upper Cumberland region that includes Cumberland County, also includes Clinton County in Kentucky. It includes Pickett County, Overton, Fentress, and Cumberland County in Tennessee. And that's for this line right here. So this is what came through this morning through a lot of Middle Tennessee. It was not severe, and right now the good news is none of this is severe, but the atmosphere continues to destabilize, and that means that the chances for severe weather are increasing. So with this first line, they went ahead, Storm Prediction Center went ahead and issued this tornado watch. That's going to go until 7, but they'll likely either cancel this watch here for our county since that line is almost out of our viewing area, or they'll just extend the time when they add us all into a new watch that'll be coming out at some point, I'd say in the next couple of hours probably. So that's where we are right now. We have the one tornado warning. This is again going to be for southern Lawrence County. It goes until 1:30. It is moving through St. Joseph. For those in Loretto, we've been giving you a heads up. Hopefully you're in your safe spot right now as this continues to track along Highway 43, headed towards Busby, Loretto, Brown Cross Road, Clark Branch, all in southern Lawrence County. Moving through Mount Nebo, there might even be some small hail with the storm, but our main concern continues to be the potential for a tornado that could drop at any time. This was confirmed in Alabama and has shown consistent areas of rotation. So that's what we're seeing right here. You can see these brighter greens and darker greens. So our radar beam is coming in out of Nashville, which is to our north and to our east. So the wind's going away here and wind's going toward the radar this way, which gives us our area of rotation. For those in Loretto, please make sure that you are taking your safety precautions right now, taking out a little bit more of the noise, and you can see still some rotation over St. Joseph, along 43 up towards Loretto and Busby. So that is the current track of the storm here. And will continue to work its way pretty slowly at only about 30 miles per hour, headed through southern Lawrence County. This should not affect Lawrenceburg. It should stay south. If you're in Lawrenceburg, though, I would be paying close attention to this storm as it is nearby. So we want to make sure that you're at least weather aware from this storm here. I'm going to go back over here and see what we have going on, if we've got any other reports. Spotters are on the storm. They say that they confirm that it still is slowly rotating. So again, the wall cloud and rotation of the storm indicating that at any point a tornado could form and could drop to the surface. So enough that we want to keep that tornado warning going, and for folks in the path of this storm that you are still in your safe spots right now. But still watching it here as it continues to track across southern portions of Lawrence County. I'm going to go back over to our YouTube page just to see Chris asking if there's going to be a tornado watch in effect for western and southern Kentucky. That's a good question, Chris. At this point, I don't know for certain, but I would assume that we will likely see some kind of watch here. It could extend into western and southern Kentucky, as all of us really here in Tennessee and Kentucky are looking at a fairly decent threat for severe weather as we go through the afternoon and evening hours. And some of these watches may not come out all at the same time. Again, the watch will typically come out an hour or two before those storm conditions appear favorable. They aren't going to issue a watch for something that may not happen until, let's say, 7 o'clock this evening right now. A lot of times they like to, and I mean meteorologists with the Weather Service, Storm Prediction Center, like to watch trends. They want to see certain things line up before they issue that watch, that heads up. And that's why, again, we have that first one that is in effect, that remains in effect for us here until 7. And just like that, actually, as I zoom out, new information. So this is going to be for West Tennessee, and there is, for Chris asking about Western Kentucky, does include Paducah. So there is the new watch that just was issued. Let's see, this one's going to go until 7 as well. And as I mentioned, again, they're not going to all be issued at the same time. So what meteorologists are likely looking at are storms that are starting to fire up to our west, out in Arkansas and near the Mississippi River, So that's why the watch is out west in West Tennessee and into Arkansas and the Boot Heel of Missouri and Western Kentucky. We in Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky will likely see a watch in a few hours or so. So this is new information just coming in here. It does include Paris or Henry County, Benton, and Decatur counties here in our viewing area. So that's a new watch. It's in effect until 7 o'clock. And this is going to be for the main coverage this afternoon. In fact, let me quickly go over here to the Memphis radar. So we're starting to see clusters pop up. Any of these storms out here that are out by themselves will need to be watched pretty closely. And as long as storms are out by themselves, I think that's where we have a little bit higher risk for stronger tornado potential. Nothing is severe at this point. They're just getting going, but that's why the watch has been issued in West Tennessee. All this is going to push our direction into Middle Tennessee as we head later in the afternoon and into the evening hours. For folks still in Lawrence County, southern Lawrence County, we continue to track this storm here. I'm going to zoom back in here and get a new scan. New scan's coming in. So now moving through Loretto, the warning still goes for just over 15 minutes from now. But that continues to be the only cell that we are watching as it moves through. I'm going to take a live picture here. So there's, again, Putnam County in Cookeville, Metro Center. We're still seeing clearing out there. And the more sunshine we see, the more energy will become available for these storms to thrive as we head through the afternoon and into the evening hours. So it's not something we want to see on a day that feels stormy. If you step outside, it feels sticky. It is humid, and again, the atmosphere primed for severe weather, unfortunately, this afternoon. So we're just getting going with this first warning here in Lawrence County. Let's see, I've got someone else asking on our YouTube page, is Hartsville going to get mainly wind? I think Hartsville is going to be, yes, in an area where wind will be slightly elevated as far as our threat goes. I've circled this area here for today, which does include Hartsville here in Trousdale County. This is going to be the highest risk for 70-mile-per-hour winds or more. So this would be our straight line wind threat as we go through the afternoon and evening hours. Our tornado risk is across the board, and again, slightly elevated for today. A 10% risk of a tornado within 25 miles of a point. So you take your house as that one point. Within a 25-mile radius of your house, there's a 10% chance of a tornado. In addition to that, we also have a risk of a strong tornado, a 10% chance of a strong tornado, which would be an EF2 or greater. So again, slightly higher chances for tornadoes this afternoon and into the early evening. Our overall threat, though, does remain to be wind gusts in excess of 60, if not 70 miles per hour. Last week, hail was a bigger concern, not as much of a concern this time around, but definitely possible that we could see hail within some of these storms as well. So that was from our YouTube channel here. Still scanning some of our YouTube. Lindsay asking, is Loretto safe? It is on top of Loretto right now. If you're watching us from Loretto, I would please make sure that you're still in your safe spot at this time here. We're getting close to the edge of the tornado warning, maybe some small hail coming in from Loretto. So if you're around that area, stay in your safe place 100%. If you can, or if you can hear hail and can send us at least a report saying that you can hear hail on your roof, that'd be good to know, just knowing if we've got some small hail with this storm here. I'm not seeing too much on radar, but there has been at least a history of sporadic hail. This is over the last hour here through Lawrence County and into Wayne County too. So some of these storms, maybe some small dime size, pea size hail, possibly up to quarters. But first and foremost, our main concern continues to be the potential for a tornado. I have not heard of any confirmed tornado just yet, but we have had a consistent area of rotation that is on top of Loretto right now. And in addition to that, we have spotters on the ground that say that they continue to see areas of a rotating storm too, a wall cloud that is pushing across southern Lawrence County. So let me go back over to the Weather Service real fast and just to make sure I'm getting all the information here. A lot of pictures coming in. Looks like I see a couple pictures here from some lowering. But once again, this is more of a precaution right now with the tornado warning that remains in effect. Again, have not heard of any confirmed tornadoes in Tennessee. This cell did have a confirmed tornado in Alabama within the past hour. So it has the history of producing a tornado, and we want to continue to monitor it as it moves more into Tennessee. And until the Weather Service decides to either extend this warning or to allow it to expire, we'll stick with this as well. Kimberly, I'm on the Facebook page here, on our Fox Facebook page, getting a question about Rock Island going to get storms tonight. Again, I think everyone has the threat for today. It doesn't matter where you are in Middle Tennessee or Southern Kentucky. All of us have a fairly equal chance of seeing severe weather this afternoon, including damaging wind and the potential for a few tornadoes. So these are going to be what we're watching as we head more into the afternoon. And I mentioned earlier, it looks like our sweet spot for tornadoes and for high wind today are going to be between about 3 o'clock through about 10 o'clock this evening. So the potential is there even this early this afternoon, and that's why we're watching this one cell here, this one tornado warned storm. But once again, I think that more scattered to widespread chances for severe weather will occur as we get more into the afternoon and evening hours. So if you have plans for this evening around dinner time, that's really going to be a time frame I think we want to make sure that you're staying weather aware as storms should grow in coverage. Let me go over real fast to our one of our models here. This is one of our short-term models, and we'll walk you through timing for later tonight. So notice that we sort of clear out here, and models picking up on a couple of these cells, once again coming out of Alabama and West Tennessee. Here's 3 o'clock, and as we go into the later part of the day, notice that we start to see them increase. Anything that's out by themselves would need some attention for sure, and then even these little segments that we have here, these would be capable of producing wind gusts easily 60 if not 70 miles per hour. And that's around 5 p.m. We get later in the evening, here 6, 7 o'clock, scattered severe weather still around the area. And then as we head later in the evening, by about 8 and 9 p.m., you can see that front line starts to clear out. I would hope by 10 o'clock things are winding down, and by midnight we'll be able to give an all clear. So here's 11 and 12 midnight. You can see we do have a few showers and storms left over. I would expect by this time at night, though, most of our energy is going to be gone from storms we had earlier in the evening. Overnight, may find a spot shower as we head through early Wednesday morning, but things are looking a lot better as we head into Wednesday afternoon. So that's what we're looking at. Again, I would say our sweet spot is going to be about 3 p.m. through about 10 p.m. tonight for thunderstorms that will be capable of high wind and tornadoes. Here's the latest rotation detection. Still seeing some areas and signs of rotation near Loretto. I'm going to now east of Loretto. In fact, I'm going to put our high top radar on. So we're looking at a northern Alabama here, and still seeing, I would say, some areas of rotation with this storm. So still watching it and waiting to see if the Weather Service, the warning goes for another 10 minutes, waiting to see if they're going to reissue a tornado warning here. So we're still looking at rotation within the storm near Liberty Grove and Loretto, and we've had several reports from spotters in that area of a rotating wall cloud. That wall cloud, again, is going to be the precursor to any tornado that may or may not form. Tornadoes don't always form from wall clouds. Wall clouds don't always produce tornadoes, but that's where they will come from if we do end up seeing one touch down. So still enough of a threat here that we want folks in southern Lawrence County to remain in your safe spot, in your lowest level of your home and away from windows. So there's rotation detection again, a little south of Loretto to Brown Crossroads and Liberty Grove, and headed towards Bird Mill. Now anything outside of really Brown Crossroads, Liberty Grove, Busby. That's the edge of the warning. At this time, it sounds like they may not reissue unless they see a tightening, but they're going to continue to let this warning go. And then just now looking in, and they're saying that it looks like the wall cloud is starting to tighten up a little bit more again. So spotters continue to keep a real close eye on this here. You can see that they've even trimmed back the warning more so for just the Loretto area to Liberty Grove and Busby. So these three areas here are going to be the places that continue to shelter in place. And again, we'll be watching this here for at least another 10 minutes to see if they'll decide to reissue or let this one go. Looking at two different radars here, one from Nashville and one from Huntsville area. And again, depends on where they are located, how high up we're looking into the storm. So likely seeing a little more rotation from the Huntsville radar as opposed to the Nashville radar. And again, we're going to see a little bit more rotation in those higher levels. So that's why it's still fairly evident here on radar, because we're looking higher up into the storm since our radar beam's coming out of Nashville. That continues to be, if I back out again, that continues to be the only cell that we are concerned with. There's another cell that is starting to pop up there in Marshall and Bedford counties. And you can see not even some lightning with that one there. So that is the one tornado warning that we've got. We have a tornado watch that continues. That's in effect until 7 o'clock here for our counties near the Upper Cumberland region and toward the plateau. This is just one watch. We will likely see another one issued for all of Middle Tennessee here, I'd say in the next hour or two. But this is from that first line of convection that's continuing to make its way through our viewing area. It's essentially out now. Excuse me. So that is the first watch. Then the next watch that has been issued now is for Henry County, Benton, and Decatur counties. These watches are going to go until 7 o'clock too. So we may find showers and storms here starting to develop to our west. You can see them actually out in Memphis. So we'll change radar sites over to Memphis and easily starting to see more storms pop up, scattered in nature here. And anything, again, that's out by itself will need to be watched pretty closely. But we've got showers and storms popping up in northeast Arkansas, into the Boot Heel of Missouri, western Kentucky, and into the Memphis area. And those will all head our way and will likely prompt another watch at some point here for us in Middle Tennessee. I'm going to go back to our Nashville site. And continuing to watch here now, the tornado warning. I think what they're going to do is just let this go. It may not reissue another one, but they're keeping an eye on it still here, and we'll stick with you until the warning is allowed to expire. But most of that cell now, not even within the warning, as it continues to push its way through southern Lawrence County. This is still south of Lawrenceburg. So here's Lawrenceburg in Lawrence County, and the storm, now using the Huntsville radar, storm is about 8 miles south of Lawrenceburg. Should stay south, you can see the track of it takes it into Giles County, more toward Pulaski. So for those in Pulaski, the tornado warning has not been reissued yet. I'm not sure. They have not said if they're going to reissue one. Still, just a heads up that you've got a decent little storm here heading your way. And that'll be, again, 30 miles an hour is not too fast if we track that out. And I'll put it at the top of where the rain starts here. That puts it just into Pulaski in about 30 minutes from now. So Fall River in 6 minutes and Pulaski in about 30 minutes from now. We're expecting this storm to arrive. The most dangerous part of the storm is going to be on the backside, and that would be where we have the potential for rotation and where it has prompted a tornado warning within the storm as well. So looking from the high top radar from Huntsville, still seeing an area of rotation, and we've continually gotten reports of a wall cloud. So they are watching it closely, and we'll determine whether or not they want to reissue. It does look like National Weather Service in Nashville says the storm is dying out, so this rotation that we're seeing here is probably just above the surface, which means it's not really a threat at the surface. We want to see that rotation low to the ground as possible. But the storm appears to be weakening, and they're going to allow that warning to expire and or cancel. So the tornado warning for southern Lawrence County will be allowed to expire at 1:30 if they don't let it go early. But the good news is that storm in southern Lawrence County has weakened greatly, and we're going to let that warning go. But we do continue to have showers and storms across the plateau. These are now pushing out into East Tennessee, and we're on the tail end of this watch here, tornado watch that goes until 7 p.m. in the Upper Cumberland region. We have a tornado watch that has now been issued to our west for storms that are starting to fire near the Mississippi River. We will have another watch, most likely, as we go into the afternoon hours here within another hour or two. I bet that we'll probably see this fill in as we go into the evening here. We might have a few more storms throughout Middle Tennessee that last a little longer than 7 o'clock, so that may also be why they're holding off another hour or two to see if they need to extend that timing a little later into the evening hours. But the good news is I don't expect these storms to be through overnight, early tomorrow morning. So hopefully we'll be able to sleep soundly tonight. Storms will be out of here by midnight, and we're looking at a couple of nice days ahead as we head into Wednesday and into Thursday. So once again here we are watching the tornado warning. Let me quickly go over here. Let's see. Looks like they're going to issue a sort of a baby thunderstorm warning for Giles County. So thoughts continue to show that the storm weakens. That's great news. The tornado warning will be allowed to expire in the next 3 minutes as the tornado threat has now weakened and is no longer a concern. We will continue to watch this line here as it moves out of our viewing area. The watches are starting to build up. Remember that sweet spot between about 3 p.m. and about 10 p.m. We're looking at the potential for more scattered showers and storms that could pose a threat for high winds and tornadoes. I think with that, we will allow you to go back to programming at this time. Please make sure that you stay weather aware. It is a pretty active day across Middle Tennessee, and we will be back as needed with tornado coverage. Thank you for tuning in.